Let's begin. Today's August 28th, 2024, and we're solving the Daily Turing Machine Puzzle. Today's puzzle uses the following 5 criteria cards. Criteria card 7, 10, 15, 17, and 19. And the puzzle uses the green verification cards. The code above is your way to get more information on today's puzzle by searching the code on turingmachine.info. Let's go solve. So in the grid above, we've got our 5 criteria cards. On the top row, we've got criteria card A, criteria card B, and criteria card C. On the bottom row, we've got criteria card D and criteria card E. So criteria card A will look at our last digit, the circle digit, and will let us know whether its value is an even digit or an odd digit. Criteria card B will look at the 3-digit code and will let us know how many of those digits should be 4. Should there be no 4s? A single 4? Perhaps 2? Maybe all 3 should be 4. Criteria card C will look at our 3 digits, triangle, square, and circle, and will let us know which one is the absolute largest. Should triangle be the largest? Should square be the largest? Or should circle be the largest? Criteria card D will again look at our 3-digit code and will let us know how many of those digits are even. Are there no evens? A single even? Perhaps 2? Maybe even all 3 are even. And finally, criteria card E will look at our first 2 digits, triangle and square, add them up, and compare that sum to the number 6. So should the sum be less than 6? Should the sum be equal to 6? Or should the sum be greater than 6? And remember, the objective of today's puzzle is to find that unique 3-digit code that abides by all the 5 criteria cards we just discussed. And we're going to start off with an initial proposal of 314. So the first thing I want to test is criteria card A. I want to know a little bit about that last digit. Okay, so the Turing Machine approves of my choice. For circle, I did choose an even 4. So the Turing Machine confirms that yes, circle should be an even digit. So let's go ahead and type that up in our notes. Okay, and because of course it is even, that means it's not odd, so I can go ahead and cross out all of the odds for circle. So cross out 1, 3, and 5. Okay, so what I do find interesting about this puzzle is you have one criteria card that tells you how many 4s there are, and another criteria card that tells you how many evens there are. So because the cards are supposed to be somewhat, independent, I imagine that, there could be like no 4s and still be a single even, which would let you know it's a 2, or there is a 4, but there are 2 evens, which would let you know that there's a 4 and a 2. But other than that, yeah, I'm not sure how, they work in tandem. That's a very interesting puzzle. Let's see, what else do we have? So we do have this criteria card E that, again, typically we have 2 evens. Maybe the sum could be a 6, but I guess for that to happen, that means all of them would have to be even, since we already know circle is even. Well, let's see. We do have this card, criteria card D, that lets us know how many evens we have. Obviously we have 1, so there could be up to 2, maybe even all 3. So yeah, let's go ahead and test criteria card D. Okay, so very interesting. We do have a single even in my proposal, and the Turing Machine confirms that, yeah, there's a single even. Very interesting. Okay, so let's type that up in our notes for section D, that the solution has a single even. And we'll just say digit. Okay, well that's very interesting, because if we do have just one even, that means that that circle, and which means that triangle and square must be odd. So let's go ahead and, I'm just going to add a note here to say that triangle and square are odd. Okay, and so yeah, since they are odd, well, let's go ahead and cross out all of the evens, all the 2s and 4s for both triangle and square. Very interesting. I didn't quite know what I was going to expect. And now I guess the question is that even a 4 or not? Yeah, I'm not sure. It's a 50-50, that's for sure. So, and the interesting thing is, of course, we do have this criteria card C, which tells us which is the absolute largest. And it would be interesting to see if circle is the largest somehow. I'm not sure if the two odds are going to be identical. That would be interesting. If they were identical, then of course the circle would have to be the largest. But let's see. Oh, and by the way, so I guess, yeah, technically we still could have a sum of 6 in triangle and square. It would either have to be, 1 5 in some kind of combination, or 2 3s. Let's see. Yeah, I'm not sure. Yeah, I definitely want to wait to test criteria card B for the second round. I think, C or E would be better choices, especially since there are 3 options or 3 possibilities in each card. Let's see. Well, currently I do have, I guess maybe criteria card C might be helpful. Notice that obviously we do have circle or even circle be the largest in my proposal. If not, then we would, if that's the case, then fantastic. If not, then we know that one of the odds has to be the greatest, and we know that they wouldn't be paired up. So I think that's a good result either way. So yeah, let's go ahead and test criteria card C. Oops. Okay, so yeah, circle is not the largest, so that means triangle or square, one of them is the largest, which would indicate that they are distinct. Very important. Okay, so let's go see how are we going to type this up. So we will say that I'm just going to type it up as one of the odds is the greatest. Now we don't know which one. At least we know it's not going to be the circle, which, let's see, what can we say? Can we say anything about, well, I don't think it could be 4. Could it be? Could it still be? Yeah, it could still be 4. It just means that, of course, triangle and square aren't equal. But I think, as I stated, the fact that one of the odds is greatest, we know that they are going to be distinct. So, so yes, we really can't cross out anything, I don't think. Okay, well that does it for this round. We did complete our 3 Turing tests. Now we're going into the phase where we'll be discussing how to construct a good second round proposal. So notice that we didn't test B, whether there's a 4 or not. And we didn't get a firm answer on C. It's still outstanding whether it's triangle or square, and then we didn't test the sum of the first two digits. So those, criteria cards that we have not confirmed are what's left to help us find the solution. So let's see. I'm thinking that somehow circle is somewhat arbitrary, I would say, in that, I don't think it plays a part in figuring out what triangle and square are. It just is. So it's either a 2 or a 4. So we will have to test that out. I don't think there's any way to deduce it. That said, how can we figure out what the two odds are? So it looks like the only thing that really is going to play out is criteria card C and E. And so, well, we know they can't be the same digits. So they have to be different. So we know that if it's a 6, it's not 3, 3. And so it's going to be, either 5, 1 or 1, 5. And of course, criteria card C will let us know which one it is. That said, I think it really can be almost anything. It could be less than 6 because you could have 1 and 3. It could be equal to 6, 1 and 5, or it could be greater than 6. So somehow I'm hoping that even though we just have one round, that we will be able to figure that out. So we know, it's going to be a 50-50 here. And so somehow we got to hedge our bets in such a way where, even if we get both of them wrong or one of them wrong, that we have enough information to figure out the solution. So I'm wondering if, picking a 3, would that be beneficial? And then how can we figure this out? So basically we've got, let's see, how many possibilities ignoring circle? So it could be 1, 3, 3, 1. So I think there are 6 possibilities since we can't have them be equal. So, and it really is just a toss-up. So let's see, if I say 5, 3, 2, and say that triangle is not the biggest, then square would be, I'm hoping that would be enough information. Let's just go ahead and try it out. 5, 3, 2. Okay, so first let's go ahead and figure out which is the largest. So let's go ahead and test C again. Okay, we got lucky. So it is true that triangle, and I'll just add a note here. I'll just put it in parentheses. Triangle is the largest. Okay, so if triangle is the largest, then that means that square cannot be a 5, because otherwise what would triangle be? And I believe triangle can't be a 1 either. So at least we've been able to eliminate some possibilities. All right, and I guess the next thing we should test is criteria card E. And again, we got lucky. The sum of the first two digits is in fact larger than 6. So let's go ahead and type that up. Triangle plus, plus square is greater than 6. Okay, so yeah, the only possibility then is 5, 3. So we got the first two digits perfectly. Now the question is, what about circle? So like I said, we do have to test it, and let's go ahead and test criteria card B and see. Now I do have, I did not choose a 4, so let's see if we get a check mark or not. Okay, so yes, it approves that the absence of 4, that there should be 0 4s. So let's go ahead and type that up in section B. So we'll just say that the solution has no 4-digit. Okay, and so yeah, it looks like that is going to be the solution, but of course we got to confirm it. So 532, let's go take a look. So 532. Fantastic. Now let's see how we did versus a Turing machine. So we did test, actually we did one extra test, right? We tested C twice. So we'll see if we tied, maybe, yeah, we'll just see the result. But we did do A, C, D in the first round, and then we did obviously C twice, and then we did the remaining criteria cards in the second round. So A, C, D. So A was correct, C was incorrect, and D was correct. Second round, it was B that was correct. We tested C again, and then we tested E, and they were all correct. And so, wow, okay, surprisingly, in a 5 criteria card puzzle, the Turing machine took 7. It took them 7 questions to come to the answer. We did it in 6, so yes, we beat it. You know, we honestly just got lucky because, you know, there were some, I mean, obviously it was a 50-50 by round 2 to see which one was the largest. And again, we got lucky that the sum was greater. I was just looking for something sort of distinctive as far as the solution goes, based on, you know, what I've seen in other puzzles. I guess I forgot to cross out the 4 here. And so yeah, just got lucky. But it was definitely an interesting puzzle. But what are your thoughts? Add them to the comments. If you like the video, please do give it a thumbs up, and so that other people can find the channel. And if you don't want to miss out on any future videos, make sure to hit subscribe. Well, until next time, have a great one.